How's it going? It's Memorial Day here in the United States, and traditionally we barbecue on this day. We spend it celebrating and remembering our fallen heroes for the last 250 plus years. So today we thought it would be a great opportunity to make some bread to go along with our grilling, and it's perfect to go along with grilling and beer is that we're going to make some beer bread. Now this was a recipe my mother sent me that seemed like it's going to be pretty tasty, so we're going to go ahead and put it together now. It's very simple, and cook it up and have it ready for our meal. The ingredients in beer bread include 3 cups of flour. Now if you use all-purpose flour, you're going to also want 3 teaspoons of baking powder, but if you use self-rising flour, you can just use the flour itself. Included in that, 1 teaspoon of salt. Again, if you're using self-rising flour, you can omit this. 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of melted butter. Now, they give some options in the instructions. If you want a crispier, crunchier loaf, that you pour the butter over the top when you bake it. If you like traditional bread, softer bread, then you put the butter in the mix. We're going to put the butter in the mix. And then 1 12-ounce beer. The beer we're using today is called Troegenator. And this is a beer we just had on the shelf, and we're going to give it a try here. Troegenator is a beer from the independent brewery Troegs, based out of Hershey, Pennsylvania, that was founded in 1996. And their description of this beer says, "This is no ordinary beer. At once malty and crisp, traditional yet timeless, a rebel with a sweet side. This deliciously dark double bock calls for so much grain we had to custom build our brew house around it. Layered with notes of smooth caramel, stone fruit, and fresh toasted grains, Nader is a beer for people who love beer." Now it's a darker beer. The instructions didn't say what kind of beer to use, so this is what we're using. I think it's going to be perfect. All right, well, we're going to quickly mix these ingredients together and get it in the oven. The bake time is kind of long. It's like an hour, and you basically bake it at 375 degrees for an hour in a greased loaf pan, and then you set it out on a cooling rack for 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this stuff mixed together, and I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. We're starting out with 3 cups of flour. So we are using self-rising flour, so we're not going to put in the baking powder or the salt. 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup melted butter, and 1 beer. I don't know if you're not supposed to let it foam up. I just poured it in. Smells yeasty. All right, well, let's go ahead and mix it up. See, you don't need to let this bread rise. You don't need to knead it. We're just getting it a good mix. And we'll be pouring it into the loaf pan as directed. And I'm just working it a little bit to get it into the pan. All right, there we have it. Let's go ahead and preheat the oven and get it in there, 375. Once we get the beer in the oven, we're gonna turn to grilling and get our rest of our food prepped, and this will bake in the meantime. All right, let's get the bread in the oven. All right, the oven's preheated. Let's get the bread in, and then let's get out and get some grilling going. We'll see you in 1 hour. All right, everything's outside grilling. It's time to pull the bread out. Let's take a look and see how it looks. All right, so the bread's done. We're gonna let it cool in the pan for a few minutes, then we're gonna put it on a cooling rack. In the meantime, we need to pay attention to the meat. Be right back. All right, here we go.
Ready? It's really good. Really crunchy. I'm trying to figure out. It's kind of sweet. It's good.
Got a little sugar in it.
It's good.
Really, it was flour, sugar. I didn't put any salt, butter,
Beer.
and beer.
That's good.
All right, I'm gonna give it a try, and then I'm gonna get down to business because I'm hungry. Look, the crust is interesting. It's nice and crisp. Both the inside, excuse me, is really soft. And it tastes really, really good. The flavor is amazing. I'm curious whether or not the flavor will change with the different type of beer that you have with it. I would expect it would. But I will tell you, with a dark beer, pretty damn good. All right, happy Memorial Day. It's not a happy day. It's a day of reflection for our fallen brothers and sisters over the years. But we raise a glass to them and we celebrate them. And we'll see you later. All right, bye.